The Voice, Avery Robertson earns four-chair turn with Tim McGraw cover just when you think you can't be impressed by another performance. The Voice blind auditions prove you wrong again. The NBC singing competition regularly surprises me with all of the undiscovered talent they bring in season after season. 20-year-old Avery Robertson earned himself a four-chair turn for his cover of Tim McGraw's If You're Reading This, and it really was worth all of the hype. He's that good. Hailing from Rutherford, North Carolina, the contestant literally had all of the voice coaches cheering at the end of his beautiful performance. Kelly Clarkson kicked off the feedback with a heartfelt pitch, though she pointed out she had an idea of who he was leaning towards for a coach, gesturing to Blake Shelton. I thought it was quite remarkable how you didn't do what people expect people to do to get four chair turns, which is wail everywhere, do all these things. You kept it you, and it sounded so beautiful and intimate. The storyteller vibe was the coolest part for me, and your tone is incredible. Despite Clarkson saying she grew up on country music, Blake Shelton joked that she abandoned it, something he never did. I grew up on country music, and that is all I've ever done is country music. I just celebrated my 10th year as a member of the Grand Ole Opry, Shelton pitched. My point is, I am the only person on this panel who knows the person who sings the song you just sang. It's important to have a concrete understanding of country music because you can't know where it's going unless you know where it came from. I have to be your coach, Avery. I would be honored. I would be proud to be your coach. Read more. The Voice. Emma Caroline wows Blake and Kelly with Casey Musgrave's cover. Robertson admitted that initially he had started singing pop music, but had moved over to country like his father and grandfather after his voice got deeper in high school. Nick Jonas took advantage of this in his passionate pitch, claiming it doesn't matter what genre you sing, it's all music at the end of the day. He also pointed out that despite being a pop singer, he's worked as a songwriter with country stars like Dan Shay, Shania Twain, and Thomas Rhett. I don't think it matters where you're from, if you're Hollywood or not, or if you're pop or country or soul. Whatever the genre is, it's music at the end of the day. You do you, man. I'll support you every step of the way. That's what it should be about as a coach. John Legend admitted that he's not the obvious choice for a country singer, but that he was the first to turn his chair because he genuinely loved what he heard. I turned for you because I love great music, and I love coaching great vocalists on this show, so I would love to be your coach. Before Robertson could make his final decision on a coach, Shelton jumped in with one last pitch that potentially helped him seal the deal. This is my 20th season. There is no motive here for me. I want to be able to be on your level, understand what you want to do, and then fight for that for you, Shelton added. It's not about me. I want this for you. Ultimately, it really wasn't a surprise to anyone that the country artist chose a spot on Team Blake. We have no doubt that Robertson will go far. He really could have what it takes to make it to the finale. Avery Robertson's performance on The Voice was a moment of pure musical magic. On that fateful evening, the young country singer took the stage with a quiet confidence that belied the intensity of the competition. He stood under the spotlight, guitar in hand, and began his rendition of Tim McGraw's heartfelt song, If You're Reading This. From the first note, it was clear that Avery had something special, an authenticity and emotional connection that would soon capture the hearts of not only the coaches, but also the millions watching at home. The song choice itself was poignant. If You're Reading This is a deeply emotional ballad written as a letter from a soldier to his family, to be read if he doesn't make it home. McGraw's original recording is filled with a mixture of pride, sacrifice, and sorrow, and it takes a mature understanding of these themes to deliver the song in a way that honors its gravity. Yet, despite his youth, Avery Robertson seemed to grasp every nuance of the lyrics. His voice carried a subtle power, resonating with vulnerability and sincerity. As he sang the opening lines, the coaches, Kelly Clarkson, John Legend, Blake Shelton, and Nick Jonas, immediately perked up, their faces softening as they tuned into the emotion Avery was pouring into the song. His voice had that timeless, classic country quality reminiscent of the greats, but with a youthful freshness that set him apart. His rich, resonant tone and understated delivery allowed the lyrics to take center stage, making the performance feel raw and genuine. It wasn't long before the first chair turned. Blake Shelton, a country music superstar in his own right, was the first to hit his button. He recognized the potential in Avery right away. As his chair spun around, Blake's face lit up, showing a wide grin of approval. For him, it wasn't just about the technical skill. Though Avery had plenty of that, it was about the heart behind the music. In a genre like country where storytelling is key, Avery had already proven himself to be a natural. Moments later, Kelly Clarkson followed, unable to resist the pull of Avery's voice. She nodded along with the performance, visibly moved by his delivery. Kelly, though known for her pop and rock roots, has always had a deep appreciation for emotional performances, and Avery's heartfelt rendition of "If You're Reading This" clearly struck a chord with her. She hit her button and turned around, clapping her hands in delight, clearly hoping to win Avery over with her enthusiasm and experience mentoring diverse singers. John Legend, ever thoughtful and discerning, was next. Though not typically associated with country music, John has an ear for talent across genres. He was captivated by Avery's ability to convey deep emotion with such simplicity. John pressed his button, his chair turning to reveal an appreciative smile. His decision to turn was a testament to Avery's ability to transcend genre and connect with people on a purely emotional level. It wasn't about whether Avery was a perfect fit for John's team, it was about recognizing a star in the making. As Avery's performance reached its crescendo, Nick Jonas finally pressed his button, making it a full four-chair turn. Nick, known for his pop background, has a keen eye for young talent, and he saw in Avery not just a country singer, but an artist who could evolve and appeal to a broad audience. When Nick's chair turned, the competition between the coaches officially heated up. Each of them now had to make their case as to why Avery should choose them as his mentor. Blake Shelton, as expected, played the country card hard. He complimented Avery on his song choice and his understanding of the genre, emphasizing how much he could help Avery develop into a true country star. Blake highlighted his own success on The Voice, having won the competition multiple times with country artists, and he clearly saw a bit of himself in Avery's traditional country sound. Kelly Clarkson, on the other hand, took a different approach. She praised Avery's emotional depth and pointed out how versatile his voice could be. While Blake might have focused on country, Kelly spoke about how she could help him grow as an artist overall, regardless of genre. She emphasized that she understood what it took to succeed in the industry and how to guide someone who was just starting out, much like she had done herself after winning American Idol. John Legend, always eloquent, acknowledged that country wasn't his primary genre, but he stressed the importance of artistry and emotional connection. He told Avery that he recognized something special in him, something that could cross boundaries. John spoke about how he could help Avery refine his musicality, bringing out even more depth in his performances. Nick Jonas, the final coach to turn, played the youth card, telling Avery that as a younger coach, he could better relate to his journey and the pressures of navigating the music industry at a young age. Nick made it clear that while Avery was rooted in country, he had the potential to appeal to a wider audience, and Nick promised to help him tap into that broader appeal. In the end, after a lot of deliberation, Avery made his choice. He joined Team Blake. The decision felt right. Blake's deep roots in country music and his track record on the show made him the ideal mentor for Avery. As the cheers erupted from the audience, it was clear that this young artist was on the verge of something big, and his journey on The Voice had only just begun.